All right. Welcome, everyone. As Kelsey mentioned, my name is Emily, and I am the communication specialist here at Realityworks. Let's go ahead and get started today. Let's kick things off by introducing Realityworks. We'll dive into who today's students are and what sets them apart. Next, we'll discuss effective techniques for teaching entrepreneurship and explore tips for seamlessly integrating them into any program. After that, we'll delve into the Realityworks Contemporary Entrepreneurship Program, as well as explore additional resources available to you. Finally, we'll wrap up and have a Q&A session to address any questions that might come up during the presentation today. So, who is Realityworks? For those of you who are not familiar with us, our journey began over 20 years ago when former NASA engineer Rick Germain invented the first real care baby infant simulator, which ultimately led to the founding of Realityworks. Today, our educational tools blend curriculum and hands-on learning experiences, student activities, and assessments. While Real Care Baby is still around, our offerings have expanded to tools that include the bovine breathing and ultrasound simulator, virtual reality welding simulators, wearable geriatric sensitivity suits, and much more. Be sure to check out our website to see all of our offerings. Now let's dive into the topic today. We'll start out by looking at who today's students are. Oops. Today's students are digital natives. They are born after 1997. They're a part of the Generation Z. The oldest are in their mid-20s, and the youngest are just finishing up their last years of grade school. They've grown up with technology and have never known a world without a smartphone. This tech-savvy upbringing shapes how they experience, behave, and expect things in life, including education. Generation Z makes up 20% of the US population, which is around 6 million Americans. According to a recent Census Bureau data, over a third of them have jobs or have self-employed, while 51% of them still are students. Their needs are changing the way you teach. The traditional classroom model of the teacher standing up at the front and lecturing does not cut it anymore. Gen Z want to learn and succeed, but they need to feel connected and see the relevance of what they're learning. They want to know why they're learning something and how it applies to the real world. Making learning relevant is super important to them. It's important to note that these students are different than millennials. They're different in how they learn and how they view the world. Millennials are born into a world without the prevalence of having social media platforms and computer technology. As a millennial, I can still remember not having a cell phone, let alone a smartphone. Millennials like myself witnessed the evolution of technology, while Gen Zs, like your students, were born and raised immersed in this technology. The difference is a double-edged sword. On one hand, Gen Zers seem to be experts in technology to the point they need minimal management. However, on the other hand, their generation is characterized by a lack of concentration, which is deeply affected by smartphones and social media trends. I'm going to use the word relevance again. More than ever before, these students want to see the relevance of what they're learning. Here is a chart that shows a descriptive comparison by generation in their learning preferences. Now, I know that it's small on your screen. Don't worry. As Kelsey mentioned, you guys will be getting a copy of this, so don't hurt your eyes trying to see this. But what I want to highlight here is their get it now, do it now, learn it now mindset. These students prefer visual and interactive, bite-sized, and hands-on learning. By knowing how this generation prefers to learn, we can adjust the way we teach. Now, by tailoring our teaching approach to fit Gen Z's learning preferences, we're not just enhancing educational experiences, but equipping them with essential skills like entrepreneurship. Now, what exactly is entrepreneurship and why does it matter? There are various definitions of entrepreneurship out there. Here are a few that I found when I did a quick Google search. You'll notice business comes up frequently because it's often what people think of when they hear entrepreneurship. However, it goes beyond just starting a business and turning a profit. Entrepreneurship is a unique way of life and mindset. It's about innovation, solving specific problems, and creating value in society. Entrepreneurship allows also plays a crucial role in economic restructuring, driving economies toward more market-oriented processes. The growth of entrepreneurship impacts local, state, and national economies, influencing their ups and their downs. Now, why does Gen Z care about entrepreneurship? According to a recent Forbes article, while older generations often view entrepreneurship as a high risk career choice, many Gen Z individuals feel quite the opposite. In fact, 93% of them have taken steps towards exploring ownership, with about 75% expressing a strong desire to launch their own business in the future. They value the flexibility, work life balance, and the autonomy over their own schedule that entrepreneurship offers. Moreover, they see being an entrepreneur as a pathway to financial stability and a means to pursue their passions. Now, what does entrepreneurship matter to education? Here are 5 powerful benefits. The first one is prepare students for the uncertain future. In today's fast-changing world where technology and global challenges are reshaping jobs, entrepreneurship teaches students crucial skills like problem solving and teamwork. And now teaching them to be creative and collaboration. By learning about entrepreneurship, students get to explore their creative side and work with others to bounce and share their ideas. Now, teach problem identification. In real life, solving problems starts with spotting them. Entrepreneurship education helps students get good at finding problems they've never seen before, a skill they'll use for years to come. Starting a business isn't easy. It takes passion and it takes guts to keep going when things get tough. These are skills that help you in any part of your life. Entrepreneurs don't just make money. They solve problems and they help people by learning about entrepreneurship, students get ready to change the world for the better. There have been studies done on entrepreneurship from student and instructor perspectives. Here is a brief look at a study that evaluated a variety of teaching methods for entrepreneurship education. In this table, students prefer entrepreneurship education methods, which are connected with live information. It means that the most popular are seminars where experts in entrepreneurship come in and share their experiences. It's a great opportunity for students to ask questions and learn more about their experiences. The next preferred method is business simulation, which can teach a student to run their own business and eliminate the fear of failure. The third preferred method that you can see on your screen is role playing. That belongs to active learning. Other teaching methods are not as popular because they are not active learning. The main result is that students prefer methods to gain real information and try some real business situations versus using traditional teaching methods. Now let's take a closer look at these techniques for entrepreneurship. In an article by Professor Patricia Green of Babson College, she proposes 4 complementary techniques for teaching entrepreneurship as a method rather than a process. These are starting businesses, serious games and simulations, design-based learning, and reflective practice. Let's dive into these a little bit deeper. As you saw earlier, students like learning entrepreneurship through role playing. It's highly effective. It's a highly effective method. One of the best practices for entrepreneurship education is having students actually work on starting their own businesses. By pretending to be entrepreneurs, they get hands-on experiences of creating real businesses. This not only builds their confidence and insights, but also hones their skills in business plan development and entrepreneurial thinking. Second on the list, we have business simulations. This generation's fascination with computer games and gaming has become undeniable, prompting educators to find ways to integrate this into their classrooms. Serious games have defined rules and gameplay that add an element of fun. These simulations merge learning with play, offering students the chance to tackle real challenges in a virtual setting. There's a wide range of these simulations available out there. Here are just a few that I found. The first one is a simulation on running a retail clothing business. Um, Knowledge Matters offers various projects similar to like a Shark Tank project where students pitch their business ideas and seek virtual investments from their classmates. Another option is Go Venture, which provides a realistic experience of starting and running a small business. It begins with a lemonade stand and progresses to managing a kiosk, food truck, and eventually a full-scale business, aiming to build a regional franchise from the ground up. Now, design-based learning. Herbert Simon, a Nobel Prize winning economist, believed that hands-on learning through design is crucial for fields like entrepreneurship. Design is not just about making things look pretty or good. It's about observing, thinking, and being creative and solving problems, all skills that push us to think deeply. In traditional entrepreneurship classes, there's often not enough time spent sparking creativity or generating new ideas. This means students may miss out on learning how to really think like entrepreneurs, spotting opportunities and turning them into something real. That's why we think it's key to weave basic design principles into education. It's not just about finding opportunities anymore, it's about creating them. By bringing design into the mix, students can flex that creative muscle and dream up solutions, clarify any problems that may arise, and even launch their own businesses. This approach isn't just about teaching, it's about empowering students to think big and make a real impact. Finally, reflection is crucial. It's so crucial. It's a crucial way for students to take experiences and turn them into knowledge. When we reflect, we think about what happened and we try and understand, which often leads to valuable insight. This makes reflection an essential part of entrepreneurship education and practice. Entrepreneurship is a constant cycle of action, learning, testing, and experimenting. To help students become reflective entrepreneurs, we need to include both reflection on practice, which is thinking about what we've done, and reflection in practice, thinking while we're doing it in their learning. Deep learning comes from actively trying to understand and make sense of information, leading to a long-lasting knowledge. Now that we've gone over some suggested best practices for entrepreneurship education, let's dive into some activities that you can use and integrate into your program. All right. So the first one we have up is the soda can redesign challenge. For this activity, you'll just simply need a soda can or a pop can, depending on where you live. Have your students work individually or in groups to redesign the soda can and make it better. Encourage your students to think creatively about the changes they would make. If they are working in groups, have them bounce their ideas off of each other. Ask them to consider ways to use less material, or perhaps how do you make it more eco-friendly? They should also consider the functionality of it. Who today would have thought that a cup would have a cell phone holder built into it? Innovation can really happen anywhere. After they've brainstormed it or even redesigned it, depending on the time that you have in your program, have your students share and compare their ideas. What changes did they make? Why were those changes important to them? How would these changes impact the cost and profit of producing the can? This activity is a great way for students to think critically about an everyday object they've grown up seeing. Now, there are many ways to pitch ideas. Like there's the elevator pitch, the 1 minute pitch, the 2 minute pitch. But here's a fantastic way to get students thinking entrepreneurially. This is the pitch your passion. In this activity, students will choose something that they're passionate about, whether it's a hobby outside of school, an interest, or even a business idea that they hope to pursue one day. The goal is to create a 2 to 3 minute presentation where they share their passion, what they're passionate about, how they started, what they've learned, and how it's impacted their life. This exercise not only hones their presentation skills, but also fosters the entrepreneurial mindset of identifying opportunities, communicating effectively, and turning their passions into potential ventures. Another great activity is the Marshmallow Challenge. The goal is to build the tallest freestanding structure possible with putting the marshmallow on top. Here's how it works. Divide your students into groups and give them 15 to 20 minutes to work on their structures. During this time, they'll be problem solving and working together creatively. They'll also experience failure, which is a key part of the learning process. Some of their ideas might not work, and that is okay. It's all about trying again and improving. Once once the time is up, measure the structures and see which one's the tallest. Then that's where you can have a reflection session with your students. Ask them, how did it feel to fail? And then try again. What was it like working in a group? What challenges did they face? What were their successes? This activity not only fosters creativity and teamwork, but also teaches resilience and the value of learning from failure. As you saw in a previous slide, entrepreneurs love to know why, or Gen Z love to know why and how things are done. So why not invite a guest speaker in? This gives students the chance to interact with real entrepreneurs and ask them questions. And you can also have your students prepare questions. This helps the students develop critical thinking and interpersonal skills as well. Plus, hearing from different entrepreneurial stories helps them understand the practical side of running a business and also helps them explore careers. Let's take a look at some tools that we offer for teaching entrepreneurship. Our Contemporary Entrepreneurship Program. This is a 2 to 3 week unit to help students think like an entrepreneur. It's a supplemental curriculum that helps your students think like entrepreneurs. It's um, the process of generating ideas, conducting market research, and considering legal and financial aspects. Ultimately, they develop a business plan. At the end of the unit, students will pitch their products to a panel of judges in a setup similar to Shark Tank. We encourage you to invite in local professionals to serve on this panelist. It includes curriculum with 10 lessons, a pack of 20 student workbooks, online access to student presentations, as well as 99 vocabulary cards that can either be printed for each student or be printed off and used in groups so students can practice key terminology. You can use that link on the screen to access any some free lessons, curriculum overviews, workbook samples, as well as flashcard samples, and so much more. This program does align with the National Content Standards for Entrepreneurship Education and U.S. Small Business Administration 10 Steps to Start Your Business. So all of these do align with those areas. We also have an online version of our Contemporary Entrepreneurship program, which is our Contemporary Entrepreneurship online course. This course offers a self-paced online entrepreneurship skills practice. Students will learn the skills needed to successfully start or bring a product idea to life. You can use the link on the screen now, or on the screen, and you can access a free trial to this online course as well. Both of the programs, the online-based and the paper-based programs, have everything that you need to introduce entrepreneurship. So if you're not an expert and this isn't your forte, this has everything that you need from student assess or from in the lessons to help you teach entrepreneurship. Each program includes the same 10 lessons that are listed on your screen, so don't worry, don't have to be an expert. And you can easily take bits and pieces from these programs to fit your needs. Some additional soft skills tools that we have are our employability and our leadership programs. These are both paper-based and online-based, like the entrepreneurship programs. These programs use real-world scenarios and activities to help students hone key employability skills within each of those focuses. This communication and teamwork, trust, and conflict resolution. You get teachers' guides, student workbooks, assessments, and even completion certificates. If you're interested in any of these programs, visit our website and you can even access free trials for their online programs. It's a great way to tour each of the program, access, again, full lessons for every program, and view any accompanying instructor guides as well. Now is the fun part. Let's share some free resources that you can use immediately. We offer a variety of free printable posters to generate conversations in your classrooms regarding important soft skills, including highlighting the importance of entrepreneurship. As one you can see, you can get that, download that one anytime at your choice. We also created a free guide that offers additional activities for entrepreneurship. I have that link on that screen, so definitely go check that out. Um, Free lessons. And then finally, I've linked two blogs on your screen. Both offer ideas teaching entrepreneurship employability skills. Plus, you also get some free lessons you can use immediately. The 12 easy entrepreneurship activities. There are even more activities than the ones that I went over today. So definitely check that blog out and try out some of those activities. So now what? Now that we've hit you with all of this great information, what do you do now? Well, I have some suggestions. First, try one of our free resources that we shared today. I recommend downloading the entrepreneurship guide that I shared and try some of those or try some of those activities in your classroom. Also, check out a free trial on our entrepreneurship course. You can try the online employability and our leadership as well. If you'd like to get connected with your local account manager, you can complete this brief form to request a consultation that you can see on your screen. Now, with that being said, I'm going to pass things back over to Kelsey because I know she's been watching the chat. And so I'm going to open it up for any questions that anybody might have at this time.